Writing clear learning objectives. After watching this instructional video, you will be able to identify essential components of a clear learning objective and write an effective learning objective. Creating clear learning objectives during the planning process of a simulation activity serves the following purposes. 1. Guide selection of teaching and learning activities that will best achieve objectives. 2. Helps to connect content and assessment around learning. 3. Gives learners a clear picture of what to expect and what is expected of them. 4. Helps the Sim Center plan and provides required learning resources and support. 5. Forms the basis for evaluating the instructor, learner, and simulation activity. Writing clear objectives is as easy as A, B, C, D. A is for audience. B is for behavior, verb, or action. C is for condition. D is for degree or criteria. These are the essential components of a clear learning objective. We will discuss each one in the upcoming slides. Step A. Describe your audience. This specifies the learner for whom the objective is intended. You may choose general characteristics, for example, EMT student, or specific characteristics, for example, the pre-hospital care provider. Other characteristics may include learning styles, education, and/or experience level of the student. Step B. Describe the behavior which will be assessed. This is the heart of the objective statement. It should identify the action or actions which a learner will perform. For example, will identify. It must be observable and measurable. You will define the measurement later. The behavior can include the demonstration of knowledge or skills in any of the domains of learning: cognitive, psychomotor, affective, or interpersonal. Common mistakes. The instructor states what he or she is going to do. For example, my plan is to talk about, rather than the student is expected to be able to do. For example, after this session you should be able to. Another common mistake. Uses implied ill-defined terms like know, understand, grasp, instead of measurable performance like identify, describe, list, or demonstrate. Here are some examples of action verbs to use for different cognitive levels. You can find more examples attached in the IAF Google form. Step C. Describe the condition under which the performance is to be demonstrated, such as the materials and/or environment. What conditions are provided for the learner at the time of evaluation? Equipment, tools, aids, or references which the learner may or may not use. Special environmental conditions in which the learner has to perform. Whether the behavior is to be from memory or with the aid of a checklist. Step D. Describe the degree, accuracy, duration, precision of the behavior. Where needed, state the standard for acceptable performance. For example, a time limit, if speed is an indicator of skill. The proportion of correct responses required, such as 8 out of 10. The qualitative standards, for example, guidelines, checklists, etc. Now put it all together. Remember, writing a clear objective is as easy as A, B, C, and D. You don't need to put your components in the same order. As you notice in our final objective, A, students in EMT program. B, will identify. C, given a family interview that contains 5 warning signs. D, at least 4 warning signs of 5 possible child abuse, which means 80% accuracy. Writing effective learning objectives requires thought and practice, and will often require several revisions before the objectives express the critical learning outcomes you want. But it is worth the effort for you, your students, and the simulation staff. As a result, you will be better able to clearly assess your activity, as well as improving assessment strategies for measuring students' achievement of the learning objectives. Your students will appreciate the improved objectives because they will provide clear guidance on where they should focus their energy and time.